With that, Applejack reared back and whinnied, then charged, galloping with all her might towards the rising sun. Rarity followed swift behind, while Rainbow Dash flapped her wings and flew close above them. It raced over the golden fields. The massive gray on the horizon quickly distinguished itself as a huge number of moving shapes marked its hilltops. The howls came quicker now, louder, sharper. "There's sure a lot of them!" Scabby Pegasus called. "Rainbow, fly up and get a look!" the airplane cried. Dash flapped her wings faster and gained altitude, soaring to the sky. A few seconds later, she descended. "Yeah, there's a whole lot!" "About how many are there at the fair throat?" Applejack asked. "Three!" Applejack grinned. "What luck!" "Perfect!" she cried. "All right, girls, remember how we planned this. It'll be easier than I thought, since there's one for each of us. I'll take the one in the middle. Rainbow, you take the one in the right, and you'll lead the room. Rarity, you get the one on the left. Get close and wait for my signal." With a nod, Rarity galloped off to the left. Dash off to the right. Applejack galloped straight ahead. Soon she could see them. Three huge Kamungas, about 100 feet ahead of the rest of the herd. One of the howled, so loud it made her ears ring. Taking the end of the lasso in her mouth, she began to twirl it overhead, spinning it faster and faster, jerking it just so to open the noose as wide as she could get. Kamunga thundered closer, clawed feet pounding the earth and making it shake. On the left, Rarity used her magic, hornblade gleaming white. Her lasso's noose shimmered and opened wide, while she kept the end tightly held in her mouth. Off to the right, Dash flew a spiraling descent, using her hose to pry the noose on her own lasso open. She'd never been good at this. The three of them closed in. Applejack's vision was shaky for the pounding of so many massive feet. She focused harder than ever. Holy Celestia, Luna, any great thing listening? She thought. Let me be rad. "Round them up!" she shouted at the top of her lungs. She was 20 feet from her chosen Kamunga, 14 feet. She flicked her head and launched the lasso forward. The huge gray lizard lumbered right into its path, and the noose fell around its neck. Applejack quickly got out to the right side. Dash flew low on the rightmost Kamunga, dropping the noose around its neck. She took up the end of the lasso in her mouth and quickly wrapped some of its length around her front legs for more leverage. Rarity leveled her lasso's noose around the head and pulled down the neck of the Kamunga to the left, then galloped to its right side. Applejack shouted, "Pull!" She planted her hose on the earth and dug him in. She thought of Twilight Sparkle, Rarity, Rainbow Dash, Pinkie Pie, Fluttershy, Apple Bloom, Big Mac, Granny Smith, all her relatives, Ashtail, her home, and those she loved. Body rigid, strength flooding her limbs. Rarity took a wide stance and poured all the magic she had into a rightward tug, the crystal in her horn gleaming blinding white. Rainbow Dash took off towards the right, flapping as hard as she could. Since he was on the edge of the herd, there was no other Kamunga to block her path. The three of them tugged. The Kamungas on their lassos instantly reached the end of the ropes and were jerked hard to the right. The huge lizard struggled, and each pony felt the force of their monstrous strength. Rarity was nearly torn off her hooves. She concentrated as hard as she could, thinking of Twilight Sparkle and how she could not fail her. Dash was briefly jerked backward, but she flew with all her might, sweat beating on her forehead. Applejack concentrating on her friends and family, she stood firm, the Kamunga unable to budge it for all its physical power. The Kamunga strained, desiring to move forward. For a brief moment, Applejack thought they wouldn't move. They would simply run in place and strangle themselves. The Kamungas pivoted, tails whipping around for balance, and curved rightward. "Let go!" Applejack yelled, jerking her rope forward and yanking it back in a single fluid motion of her head. The noose loosened and came off. Rarity used her magic to remove her lasso's noose. Rainbow Dash actually had to let go, and she frantically flew her up to her Kamunga until she could pull the rope over his head. "Move out, you!" Her reserve pony yelled again. She and Rarity galloped straight ahead, and then moved faster, breaking into a full run to escape the Kamungas at their trampling feet. Dash banked left, flying down to join them just over their heads. When they had run for a solid minute, Applejack slowed to a trot. The three of them turned around. The second row of Kamungas was 10 strong. For a second it seemed an immovable wall pointed right at its back home. Then those 10 great lizards turned gently to the right, following the three at the head of the herd. Next row of Kamungas did likewise, and the next, and the next. The path arced rightward. A gentle angle now. The next rallied half a mile forward. That route would point them well clear of Darkholm. Rainbow Dash laughed. "Woohoo!" she shouted, doing a loop-de-loop over Applejack's head. "You did it! Oh, crazy! You were right! You were right!" She put down in front of the orange surf plane and gathered out in a hug. Rarity joined in. That was brilliant, Applejack! Dazzling! You were magnificent! Applejack laughed heartily. Couldn't do it without y'all. Y'all put it off like perfect pie. Y'all are honorary cowboys in my book. Pulling apart, the three friars took up their lassos, Applejack in the lead. They galloped swiftly back towards Stockholm. The Dale Guard was fully assembled, frozen in place. As the three equestrians drew closer, you could see each armored pony stood still. All of them were shocked. Not a single one stood that didn't have wide eyes. Many had mouths hanging wide open. Applejack, Rainbow Dash, and Rarity headed right for the center, where Astiel, Brightvoice, and Checkerboard stood. No less shocked than the rest. Only Hammerhost's expression remained calm, eyes perhaps a bit brighter. The reserve pony slowed down to a halt before him, her friends behind her. She inclined her head. My lord. No pony said anything for a moment. Astiel finally breathed. Halt. Applejack smiled at him. It's like I told you, Sugar Cube. It's where I come from, who I am. I'm born and raised on a farm. I've been around herd animals all my life. Y'all don't seem to have any herd animals around these parts, well, except for us ponies, and we sort of can't. So I don't blame y'all for not recognizing a stampede when you see one. Stampede, Estelle repeated, mouth working carefully over the strange word. It's when a whole bunch of herd animals get scared of something, Elzak explained. And they all take off pell-mell in the opposite direction. When creatures stampede, they don't notice nothing else around them. They're just focused on getting far away from what scared them so they can. You can see it in their eyes. She widened her own eyes for emphasis. A real madness. Total panic. Estelle practically stammering. So, among us, they were just trying to get away from something? Elzak nodded. Yup. Something spoken. Of course, that don't mean too many questions. I have no idea what could possibly spook them over and over, year after year, for hundreds of years. But that's what's happened. I don't believe it, Brightvoice breathed. So why do they destroy and kill? They only attack what's in their way. I know y'all noticed that, Applejack said. As for why they just don't move aside, a stampede career don't think much of anything besides running. Besides, y'all did say they were mindless. I don't rightly know if that's true, but it's clear they ain't very bright. They may just not be smart enough to think of moving, and they're so strong that they used to smash the truth legs instead of going around them. She smiled. But y'all can make 'em move. All you gotta do is redirect the herd from the front. I don't believe it, Brightvoice replied. I was looked at Hammerhoof. So, my lord. I think this means that I went on Razor. She said, You know, if she tipped her hat, this would be a perfect badass moment. Hammerhoof said something. My lord Hammerhoof, Checkerboard asked. Hammerhoof still said nothing, still staring at Applejack with a neutral expression. Father, Astiel said hesitantly. Lord Deal worked his mouth for a moment. Finally, he opened it. I was wrong. Applejack, Rarity, and Rainbow Dash smiled. Takes a big pony to admit something like that, your reserve pony said. Hammerhose's eyes flickered to Applejack's neck, the rope coiled around it. That rope device you used to move to among us. Oh, my lasso? Applejack said, pulling it from around her neck with front hooves. Also, Hammerhoof repeated. Yes, sir, Applejack said. Those are real handy for working on the farm. She smiled proudly. I'm pretty good with one if I do say myself. A giant glint appeared in dark red Sally's eyes. Are you good enough to teach others how to use it? Applejack's heart sang. I reckon so, my lord. We need a party montage now. Piggy! You go! Several hours later, she made a twirl the lasso over her head, mouth gripped tightly around the end, her head swirling to keep the noose spinning. And this spin on her neck caused it to fly backwards, and packed a gray earth plane. She went forward. Fortunately, the noose came down around her tail and pulled tight in it. Whoa! She made a cry as she yanked her own back clothes from under her, sending her tumbling to the ground. Elzak chuckled as he tried it over. Just keep practicing, Shield Maiden, she said. You'll get it. You'll do it wonderfully, Shield Maiden, Randy called. She and Rainbow Dash were sitting out to the side. You're already much better than I am. You don't know how to use a lasso at all, Dash commented. She doesn't need to know that, Dash, Randy retorted. Hundreds of Dale Guard and Royal Guard were spread across the fields, each of them working with a lasso. Elbsack scanned them, trying to pick out which one of them currently needed her attention. With so many, it was rather daunting. She had been working with them for about 3 hours now. Not counting the more an hour had taken to fasten enough lassos for them all. At the beginning, she had lined them up and given them a single group lesson. After that, they grabbed the basic and she separated them, allowing them to practice on their own. She knew that most of them would not learn to do it today. She had learned lassoing in a single day as a foal, but few ponies were going to be so proficient. In hundreds of fields, perhaps 40 had shown real skill, and of those 40, less than a dozen had truly mastered mechanics. But those 11 would be enough. They proved to be skilled enough they could teach others in turn after she was gone. One in particular was currently demonstrating amazing skill. Ashiel twirled his lasso over his head, spun it down and level with his body, whipping it from one side to the other. In a fit of daring, he even spun the twirling noose over his hooves, jumping to let it pass beneath him. Go, Captain! Go, Captain! Go! Birdsby sighed, stopping her hooves as he watched nearby. Ashiel finally slung the lasso in front of him, letting it fall to the ground. Spinning at the end, he smiled smugly. A lot of it is in the tongue, really. Hello! That's right, Absec said, trying up to him. Tell us how you work the real fine stuff. Surprised you picked up on it so quickly. Well, perhaps I'm just gifted, the Dark Red Airplane said, smiling more brightly. There was undisguised pleasure on his face. It made Absec happy to actually see him happy. I think you just might be, the Dark Airplane said. I'm glad to sleep. You'll need to teach all these other ponies once I'm gone. I still have an expressive fade. Yes, I suppose you must leave. Your friends need you. I don't know what Rainbow and Rarity would do if I didn't go with them, Abstract said. Plus, my farm or my family need me. Pellinfield needs me. So do all my friends. This is Glydale needs me. As he remarked, they both looked away from each other. Things were suddenly awkward between them. There's going to be much change now. I must be here to help with it. Esiel smiled, but there's sadness in it. We both have our duty. Ah, guess so, Abstract said. A secret part of her heart didn't want to leave. Okay, Tears of Gaia, I want to remind you, this is how you do it. You don't have to be blatant, you can be subtle with your romance. This is not blatantly internet, and now we also see that they are equals. How's this such a hard thing to understand? Boom. A great gassing gong echoed from a deck nearby. Oh, Esiel said, happy for distraction. That means the feast is ready. He craned his neck upwards. Well done! Well done! Take your lessons and return to Stockholm! The assembled ponies began to trot towards the great barn. Elpsack trotted towards Ashtail. I hope your cooks weren't planning on some ponies dying today, she remarked, because there's an awful lot of mouths to feed. Ashtail laughed. Ha ha ha! No, there'll be plenty of food. No pony goes hungry when Stockholm throws a feast. They joined Rarity, Rainbow Dash, Seal Mane, Birdspeak, and Sharpshout, and followed the great mass of Dale ponies up the stone ramp and through the wide doors. Passing through the great hall, the crowd banked to the right, headed between the pillars at the back of the hall, where an enormous doorway led to a dining hall of even more impressive size. Its ceiling was held with thick wooden pillars. Massive wooden trusses offered further support. Hundreds of wooden tables lined the benches filled the space. At the back of the room, a wooden platform was raised, upon which stood a wooden table with individual wooden chairs. Emerald stood on the platform. Voice rang through the crowd to silence it. Results soon. You and your friends will like to meet this day. He smiled. Including the equestrians. They shall sit 2 to 3 seats from my chair. Calm, Asiel said. The crowd parted for them. The 7 ponies made their way back to the dining hall and up to the platform. The checkerboard and several other ponies were already standing here. The rest of the ponies waited in silence. Well, I suppose that's it, guys. I mean, we saved the day. We fixed the problems at Glydale. Oh no, I say nice day. Well, I guess it's time for me to review. Guess there's something bigger that we have to do. Can't help but feel I forgot something. Oh shit, Twilight! You may take your seats, Hammerhoof said. Wordlessly, the Dale ponies branched off into groups and factions, choosing one table after another until all of them were filled. Hammerhill's own table had a high-backed chair turned to one end. Aztail sat to the right of his. Checkerboard to the left. Applejack sat at Aztail's side. Rainbow danced at checkerboards. Rarity at Dax's side. Steelman and Applejack's Birdspeak and Sharpshound sat beside Rarity and Steelman, respectively. Hammerhill remained standing. The hall grew silent. "Let us bow our heads," Lordale said. Every pony did as commanded. Applejack removed her hat. "Let us give thanks to this day, for on this day, a day in which much bloodshed was expected, no pony died. Let us give thanks that it may mark a new beginning for our Dale. Let us give thanks that perhaps, in the years to come, no pony need to die in battle again." He paused a moment. "Let us give thanks for the virtue of an open heart, willing to accept lessons learned." He stomped his ivory hoof onto the wooden platform. "To the wheels that draw the world, to the earth and sky, to the Sun Queen in our heavens, let us give thanks, and the feast begins!" A great stomping of hooves on tables thundered through the dining hall. As it subsided, the air filled with talk and chatter. Hammerhoof slowly took his seat. "The royal table served last," he explained to the equestrian ponies. "For it is the duty of a ruler to put their ponies' welfare above their own." "Sounds mighty fun," Applejack said, setting her hand on the ground beside her. She grimaced. Not to praise you, my lord, but you never actually talked about a wager. And I did win, didn't I?" "You did indeed," Thunderhoof hammered. His teeth chuckled round the stone plates. "And I am a standing on my word. All three of you have permission to travel across Glidedale, both in the remainder of your journey westward, and on your return eastward. Indeed." He knocked his ivory hoof on the table. "I formally declare Applejack the Earth Pony, Rainbow Dash the Pegasus, and Verity the Unicorn to be friends of Glidedale. Whenever any of you wish to enter our land, you will be free to do so. We shall welcome you as our honored guest." "It will be recorded, my lord," Checkerboard said. "Furthermore," the Lord of the Dale continued, "you have changed the way life in Glidedale will be lived forever. Your names will be included in this year's entry on the Dale Stone, so that all who come in ages hence will know of the great thing you have done." "Oh my gosh, oh my gosh, oh my gosh, oh my gosh, oh my gosh, we're going down in history!" Rainbow Dash exclaimed. "This is so awesome!" She squealed. Sorry ponies now appeared in their midst, filling their stone goblets with water. And a sturdy earth pony with a barrel on his back came to Hammerhoof's side. He opened a spigot on the front of the barrel, and the amber liquid flowed into the stone mug beside his right goblet. He raised it between his toes and took a sip, his beard catching the white foam. "A good stuff indeed!" he said, slamming the mug back down. Dazzle extended. "Beer! They have beer!" "Ah, none for her, please," Applejack shouted to the beer pony. "What? Some for me? Yes, some for me!" The Sky Blue Pegasus shouted at the same point, secreted in Applejack. "What are you talking about?" "Rainbow, we're going to need to leave soon after the feast is done. The last thing we need is you all loopy-like." "I am not going to be loopy," Dash shouted. Applejack gave Dash a look. "Rainbow, you know as well as I can, you can't hold your liquor." "What? And you can?" The reserve pony arched an eyebrow. "Oh, yeah, actually I can. Did you forget about how I drank you under the table at the Winter Moon celebration?" "That doesn't count!" Dash patted up on his table. "I already had a few drinks." Following her eyes, Rarity turned towards Hammerhoof. "Pardon me, my lord," she said, getting his attention. "I may already know the answer to this, but just to be certain, I must ask, do your king's borders extend to the Arsback Mountains?" Hammerhoof shook his head. "They do not. They come very close, but they do not reach that far." Leaning forward to speak more clearly, the second Rainbow Dash were now listening to him. "Between Glidedale and the Arsback Mountains lies the Shimmerwood. We call it Lothlorien, a great forest. It's not clearly so large as Glidedale, but it's still formidable." "A forest?" The Sky Blue Pegasus groaned. "We're going to have to go through a forest?" "Do not worry," Hammerhoof said. "The large is very easy to traverse. It's not unfriendly either. In fact, your equestrians more used to magic may find it welcoming, especially you, Corn." "Welcoming?" Rarity said. "Whatever do you mean?" Hammerhoof smiled cryptically. "You see." At that moment the fire arrived. So much food. There was hay, grass, toasted, grilled, salted, and broiled. There were carrots and potatoes and radishes, stews and soups, and rainbows and breads in every size, shape, and color. The table groaned with victuals, and soon every pony was busy eating. Conversation interspeed with chewing and swallowing. Water and ale flowed freely, though in Applejack's stern insistence, Rainbow Dash was only giving a little of the latter. Frack! Verity had to keep herself from eating too much. The food was so good, and she hadn't eaten at a gathering like this since Wild Pony's Day last week. The company and the friendship that flowed so freely through the air made it easy to eat with abandon. The mayor realized that there was a benefit to Dale Pony's Guard Society. If you were inside, considered a part of them, you were treated like family. They loved their own just as much as the trusted strangers. Losing the latter tendency could also mean losing the former. But I think Das may be right, she thought. It doesn't have to come to that. The theater had given the Dale Ponies a chance to change for the better. Unless she fell in the air now, Mayor hoped he wouldn't waste it. When most of the food was gone, Hammerhoof rose from the chair. A sharp bang as Ivory Hoof on the wooden platform silenced the talk in the hall. "Let the children come in!" he cried. "It's time for them to eat as well." Seal May rose from her chair. Just as many Dale Ponies throughout the hall likewise sprang to their hooves. At the entrance to the hall, several old mares led more than 100 foals of varying heights and ages to the large space. The little herd quickly broke apart, young colts and fillies galloping between the tables, and their stubby legs searching for their parents. Seal May swept back on her haunches to the floor, and opened her front legs wide, as a light gray filly with a dark gray mane and tail barreled into her. The young pony's orange eyes sparking. It was the very image of the drawing Seal Maiden had shown Rarity at Greyswald. After they embraced and nestled, Seal Maid had led her foal up to the platform. The young filly's eyes wide at the presence of so many nobles. As he stopped and bowed to Hammerhoof, who nodded his head and turned, and Aschiel likewise nodded. "Here you go, my little one," Seal Maiden said, taking her seat and lifting the filly onto her lap. "This is my great filly. Little one, these are some of Mamma's new friends. That's Applejack, that's Rainbow Dash, and that's Rarity. They're from Equestria. It does a great good service today." The reserved pony's eyes wide. "We're big as she squeaked to Rainbow Dash. "That's right," Dash said, pounding her chest with a hoof. "I can fly. What's this?" Well, if ever her wings, she was airborne, hovering above her seat. The little filly gasped, eyes wide in wonder, only as children can be. Little filly turned to Rarity. "You're a unicorn," she stammered. "Mama, she's just as beautiful as your story said." Rarity fluttered her eyelashes and flushed her purple mane. "Thank you very much for the compliment. You're just the cutest thing," she squealed, beaming at the small foe. "I'm proud to be a first unicorn." Although Rarity was the one who bathed in Mama's mane, Sylvain said, turning her head to the side to show the fall of her white braids. "You're so pretty, Mama," she squealed. "Would you like me to bathe your mane as well, little filly?" Rarity asked. The grey filly gasped. Yes, Mama, please, yes." She looked up at her mother with pleading eyes. "All right," Sylvain said, scooting back in her chair. The little filly hopped down and scampered around the table, while Rarity made room. Soon the foal was sitting in her lap, and Rarity was sitting at her flask and braiding her mane. She had lovely hair, just like her mother. "Is it true when you listen your horn, it'll come true?" Philly asked. "Well," Rarity paused. "Why don't you make a wish and see if it comes true?" The filly exclaimed. She closed her eyes tightly, scrunching up to her face in concentration. She squealed over her eyes. "Very good," Rarity said. "But you mustn't tell anybody what it is, or it definitely won't come true." "I won't." "Oh, wait a second. Really? Oh." "Trixie! No, I don't think wishing, no matter how much you want, is going to make you more powerful than Twilight. Frick!" Smiling, Applejack moved towards Asdale. "I wish we could stay in there now. I really do. But we gotta get moving." Asdale nodded. "I understand. There's a ways yet to the Archback Mountains, and even to Superwoods. My lord," he turned to Hammerhoof, "can we outfit the equestrians with some provisions?" "Certainly," Hammerhoof said. "I shall see it done." "We have to at least wait until Rarity's finished," Death said, sitting back in her seat. "In the meantime, I think I'll have some more beer." "Hell no, you won't," Applejack said. "You had a whole pound already." "It was just half." "It was a full, and it was more than enough." "Not a word. You go through beer more than you do cider." Rarity smiled, comforted by her two friends beginning their usual routine. She used her magic to twist the little filly's hair into the beginnings of another braid. Within an hour, the feast was done. Professors were gathered. Rarity, Applesack, and Rainbow Dash were standing in their fields outside Thackholm, their saddlebags once more on their flanks. The deal points had even given Dash a set of leather saddlebags. Rarity had been asked if she wanted to keep the horn blades he had borrowed. She politely refused. Dash's new bags were packed with bread, carrots, and a few potatoes. The three of them stood side by side, saying their goodbyes to Seal Maiden, Aztail, Birdsbeak, and Sharpshound. Hammerhoof, standing ways off, had already given him his blessings. "We shall miss you three so much," Birdsbeak said. "This is the most exciting it's been in Glidedale since I was a Finny." "Be sure to come back and visit sometime," Dash said. "We're not in a hurry. We can spend more time here. You can sell us around." "With the Kamunga's gone, you can take your time seeing the kingdom," Sharpshound said. "Really quite peaceful most of the year." "Perhaps now Hammerhoof will rethink his ban on travels from Equestria," Aztail said. "Certainly be more open to changing things from here on out." "Goodbye, all of you," Rarity said. "Goodbye, dear Birdspeak, dear Softsound. Farewell, my Lord Aztail, and good luck." She lowered her head. She had made it. Dwight Unicorn tried forward, wrapped her neck round her voice. "Thank you so much for everything you did. I won't forget you." "Nor are you, Rarity," Shilmaine said. "I'm very glad you were the first unicorn I got to meet. I shall think of you always." "I promise to try to come back someday," Dwight Unicorn said, eyes watering. "I want to see your lovely daughter when she's on a name." "I don't think she will forget you either," Shilmaine said. "Yeah, thank you so much, Shilmaine," Des exclaimed, rousing the great Valley in a hug. "You did so much for us. I wish we could do more for you." "More for us?" Sunshine repeated. "You've done so much for us, all three of you," Shilmaine exclaimed. "Thanks to you, everything has changed." "We're happy to help," Applejack said. She doffed her hat. "So long, Birdsbeak, Sharpshound, Shilmaine." She turned her gaze. Ezreal blinked a few more times with silence. Shilmaine and Rarity met each other's eyes. Understanding passed between them. Shilmaine nudged Percy and Sharpshound. They turned around. Rarity nudged Dash. "Come on, Dash. Let's get a head start. You know Applejack can catch up with us." "But why don't we all just get going now?" Dash said. "We get too far, we're going to have to wait for her." "Yes, well, I think we should get going now," Rarity said, her pony insistent. "Come on, let's go." She began to tug Taz's tail. "Bundle, let's get going, Dash!" she snarled, only Dash's rainbow-streaked tail with all her might. Okay, jeez, Dash said, flapping her wings. "Bye, Aztail. Thanks for everything. I'll see you again someday." "And all you," Aztail said. "Farewell, Rainbow Dash." He bowed his head. "Farewell, Rarity." "My lord," White Unicorn said, bowing her head. "Goodbye, Shield Maiden. Birdspeak, Softsound. Goodbye to you all. What's that?" With a soft smile, she and Applejack Rarity turned around and trotted away. Into the west. The sun was beginning to start to descend toward the horizon. As followed, grumbling under her breath. Shieldmane, Birdspeak, and Sharpshound trotted off towards Stockholm, and at last, Applejack and Nasty were alone. "So," Applejack began. She said nothing more. Aztail said, but he trailed off. He stood in silence for a few moments, dodging each other's glances. "Thank you so much for everything," she exclaimed. "We couldn't have done anything without you." "Thank you," Aztail said. "Without you and your bravery and your strength, this season would have been as grim as it ever was. Now there's a new spring, a new hope." "There's always hope, I guess," Applejack said. "You all just need to say it." "Not without you," Aztail replied. They stared into each other's eyes. Aztail presently blinked. "I would very much like to see Ponyville someday." "You're welcome any time," Applejack said. I would really like to see you again. Come by whenever you can." "I would also like to see you again," Aztail slowly ground out. "You should come to Glidedale. I mean, when you're free." I'll try," Applejack said, "but I'm so busy." "Duty," Dark Rather praised said gently. "The slaves were busting out by it." "Ain't so bad," she said. She looked away. Her heart was pounding again. Not normally, anyway. Aztail started again, but he found no words. Applejack looked toward the ground. She didn't know what to say either. Her eyes drifted over golden grass, crossed his red legs towards her own, wrapped in leather gaze. Oh! She cried, looking over her body. She was wearing Astiel's sister's armor. I put your sister's armor back on. I must have been gearing up to stay on mine when I was putting my saddlebags on. It was right there. She plus, sorry, I'll get it off real fast. Astiel held up a hoof. She looked in his eyes. Keep it, he said. A very nice way, and he smiled. My sister has moved on. It's time I did as well. Wherever she is, she must be happy to see you make use of it. Slice, it was good at you. He smiled fast. Not that you don't look normally good, of course. He frowned. Well, didn't come out right. Azek smiled. Sounded just fine to me, Sugar Cream. Still struggled his words. I don't know what else to say. Astiel? Suddenly, from a waist off, Rainbow Dash yelled at the top of her lungs, Applejack! Quit talking to your boyfriend and let's get going! Astiel's eyes twitched. Applejack twirled around. Alright, hold your horses! I'm gonna kill him! She looked back to the dark red airplane. Ah! She shook her head and took a deep breath and smiled. Gotta go. What did you do? Astiel said. Applejack held up a front leg. Goodbye, Astiel. Astiel is over his front leg, pressing his up to hers. Farewell, Applejack of Ponyville. Until our next meeting. They lingered there for a long moment. Their hugs together. Applejack pulled away. So long, Sirky, she said, turning around. Try forward a few paces. She stopped. She took one last glance over her shoulder. Astiel smiled warmly and broadly. A more genuine smile than ever seen on his face before. She filled her heart with warmth. Smiling in turn as she set her face forward. Rearing back, she galloped off into the late afternoon sun. Excuse me. Class, what have we learned? That OC relationships can be done well if you put more time and effort into it. And a good OC and pony romance needs time and something more than just one thing that they have in common. Very good. And the more relationships that work are usually the best ones where the two couples are equals and one is not superior to the other. Very good. This has been how to do OC relationships and main character relationships. Thank you, enjoy, and I'll see you tomorrow.